Hey, it's Michelle. Last week I posted a video where I shared my experience with unforgiveness, and I want to shed some more light on that topic today. I just want to remind you of a scripture that I shared last week. In Matthew 6:14 and 15, it says, "If we forgive others their trespasses, the Lord will forgive us." And then the 15th verse says, "But if we don't forgive others their trespasses against us, then God won't forgive us either." And there are several scriptures in the Bible about unforgiveness. That's just one that I wanted to remind you about today. During the pandemic, I was asked to sit with an elderly lady once a week. And when I got to her house and I was sitting with her, her husband wasn't there. He was in the hospital. So as I sat at her house, I sensed a demonic presence in her house. I'm sure of it. I know that's what it was. I've experienced it before. And I was thinking, what in the world is going on in these people's home, in these people's house, that they have demonic activity here? Because the lady was about 90 or 91 and her husband was about 92 or 93. And I was just surprised. So when I came back the next week, he was there and I had an opportunity to meet him. And over the course of weeks, I realized this man was the meanest person I've ever met in my life. I have never met anybody that was as mean as he is. And I couldn't understand it. It went far beyond just being angry about something or, it was way beyond that. And I said, so then I understood why the demonic presence was in his house when I saw how mean he was. And I asked the Lord, I said, God, why is this man so mean? And the Lord told me that it was unforgiveness. So I saw their daughter a few days afterward. And I said, your dad is so mean. I said, and I prayed and asked the Lord why he was so mean. And the Lord said, unforgiveness. And she said, yes. When he was a boy, his stepmother was very mean to him and he never forgave her. And I was thinking to myself, this man is about 92 or 93 years old and he has gone through his entire life mad at his stepmother who mistreated him when he was a child. The thing that people don't understand about unforgiveness is this. You can start out not forgiving somebody and it's a small thing. What I call it is the enemy will have a foothold in your life when you first start with the unforgiveness. But as time goes by, it grows and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it's like a huge oak tree. And it becomes a stronghold. It's no longer a foothold in your life. It's a stronghold if you don't forgive. And it'll get to the point where it just overtakes your whole life. And people don't even look the same when they've harbored unforgiveness for years and years and years. They don't look the same. I've seen people like this before and they look terrible. They look bad. They look like they've been through something awful. And they're mean and they're just mean. And when you open the door, when you decide that you're not going to forgive, you open the door to the enemy. And when the enemy comes in, he takes over your life. It's sort of like a song that I've heard sung in church a while back. And he used to say, don't let the devil ride. If you let him ride, he'll surely want to drive. Don't let him ride. And that's the way it is. He will take over your entire life. And so we have to forgive. It's not an option. First of all, it's a command from God, but also when we don't, our lives will go left. They'll be railroaded by the enemy. And that's why you even hear about people killing people and shooting people and they had an argument and one shot the other one or killed the other one. Sometimes, it's not all the time what I'm saying, but sometimes the person is so mean and so harbor so much hatred in their heart that it's not difficult for them to take somebody's life. Just like I said that the enemy attacked me with the spirit of homicide. It happens. And so that's why we have to forgive. We have to forgive. There's just no other way about it. And so I just want to admonish you and encourage you, if anybody has done anything to you, and they could be dead wrong, and maybe you didn't even do anything to them, but you forgive, but you do it for yourself. You're not doing it for the other person. And it doesn't mean that you're saying that they get away scot-free or you giving them a pass. You're turning it over to God, because he said in the word, vengeance is mine. I will repay, says God. So we let it go. We give it to God and we let him handle it. Okay? I just want to encourage you. Please don't hold anything against anyone. Forgive for your own sake. All right? Take care. Bye.